All right, who's ready to start the show again?
Hey. TTT Throwdown!
Hey friends, the Throwdown is back, and on this first episode, we have Meaty Matt, Cocky Caden, and Limber Lisa demo the workout. First take, boom. Yeah, you're welcome.
Wow, that was really good, and Cocky Caden is definitely
those were, fitting names.
Yeah.
You see this? This is ridiculous. This is the first think tank workout Throwdown in forever, and everybody's scared to verse me, except for Matt. Matt's stepping up.
We've got handstand push-ups, dumbbell power cleans, dumbbell snatches, and double unders.
We used to release these workouts every Thursday at 1 p.m., and now we're back.
Wake up. We're back.
How spicy is this going to be? Well, it's going to be a spicy one!
This week's Throwdown is 3 rounds for time of 10 strict handstand push-ups, 10 double dumbbell power cleans, and 50 double unders. 1 minute rest, straight into 3 more rounds for time of 10 kipping handstand push-ups, 10 double dumbbell power snatches, and 50 double unders.
With a 10-minute cap.
If you want to sign up for a leaderboard, you can click down below, and there you'll also find a warm-up, cool-down, and different modifications to work out based on your skill level.
We have 3 demo athletes this week. Matt Gilpin, multi-time semifinal athlete from Australia. Lisa, I don't know her last name, but
Gilpin?
Bubble. Oh, yeah, Lisa Gilpin, who is Matt's wife, who is also a semifinal bubble athlete from Australia. And Cocky Caden, as we already saw, who was 4th place finisher at last year's Teen CrossFit Games, and now he's stepping up into the big leagues. Leave a comment down below for a chance to win a 2-pood Alexis Raptis belt.
Speaking of Alexis, she is going to be doing the 24.1 live announcement, so make sure that you watch that and cheer for her and no one else.
And speaking of 24.1, don't forget that we will have all of your open tips, warm-up videos, and maybe some other extra content for you, so stay tuned for that. Point number 1, that you can work smarter, not harder. Smart work pays off. Are you ready to start this? Just kidding. Just kidding. Point number 1 is having a straight arm in the bottom of your dumbbell power cleans. It's going to alleviate some of the tension that you otherwise would have if your arms are bent. And in a workout like this, where there are double unders and handstand push-ups, we want to alleviate some of that tension in the biceps and the shoulders.
Number 2, be disciplined with your double unders. Make sure you put the rope down smoothly, pick it up quickly, transition quickly. If you trip, step over the rope and keep spinning.
Point number 3 on the dumbbell power snatches, make sure that you dip under. This is going to be a very upper body dependent workout, so trying to muscle through the reps might blow your shoulders up and cost you time. Oh shit, I forgot about the headphones.
And point number 4, tighten up your kip on the handstand push-ups. Having a shorter kip will keep you from falling off the wall, and if you practice this in your training, it'll actually be just as efficient as a deep kip.
And we're off, back in the Throwdown.
Excited to be back, Max. You can see right away the difference in movement speed between Matt and Caden, and then Lisa over there on the right-hand side. I think that's going to be a big difference in this workout.
Yeah, so they were unbroken, and she's unbroken as well, but she's still on the wall. So, you know, athletes' movement speed is always going to be some separation in these types of workouts.
You'll see 2 super different dumbbell power clean techniques here. Caden's outside his legs, and then Matt is inside his legs. Caden looks like he's still under a good amount of bicep tension, and then Matt looks a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, and there's also a big difference. When you're inside your legs, usually you feel your low back and glutes a little bit more. You have a little bit more pop, whereas if you're outside your legs, probably a little more hamstrings, and to Mia's point, it's going to be a lot of biceps and shoulders, which impacts the rest of the movements in the workout.
Yeah, like you want to make sure that the technique you're using aligns with the workout, and the workout structure is you go from the power cleans into your arms kind of blowing up and having to work a lot, and then you're back to the wall where your arms are working a lot. So if you can take some stress off your arms in the power cleans, it has a residual effect for the rest of the movements as you go through.
Yeah. We passed the double unders really fast because they're moving quickly. But one of the things that you'll notice there is that Caden lost time in tripping in the double unders. They got to the double unders in almost the same amount of time. So having efficient double unders helps. But if you're someone that's tripping like me, just calm yourself down, take a deep breath, and then get back on them.
I also no-repped Caden there. You might not be able to see. The standard is that you stand all the way up before you start the hang power cleans, and I think on this movement it's easy to just pick them up and go right into a power clean, and it's just wasted reps.
Yeah, in a workout like this, especially if you're looking at the quarterfinal leaderboard, those things you have to be. You can lose. That could be the difference between either qualifying to semi or not, or now that there's so many people qualifying in the quarterfinals, your ranking just tanking by making those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, speaking of little details, you can notice it here, and he'll do it a couple times, I think, throughout the workout, but Caden puts his rope arc laid down, facing him, then picks it up, and then has to step through, get over, and start his double under. That's another, like, you can work smarter by just setting it down in the appropriate place where you pick it up and can go right into your rep. On each one of the times, if you come back to double unders and you do it properly, you could save like 6 to 10 seconds in a workout like this.
And by the way, you need to practice that. It can't just be, oh, on game day, this is how I'm going to do it. Like in your EMOMs or in your intervals, practice setting the rope down a certain way and then always get into the rope that same way.
Handstand push-up standard too. We didn't have this standard in the workout, but as you're watching, their feet at the top get maybe a little bit wide, almost close to the hands. They have had the standard that you have to bring them back together at the top, or that they've had to stay in between your hands the whole time. So I'd recommend when you're doing this workout to just hold a tighter standard where your feet are almost pulled together. We didn't no rep here because that wasn't a standard, but we're practicing for the open. It's coming soon. It might just be worth doing.
Yeah, in general, with standards and online qualifiers, you just never know what you're going to get. So the safest bet is to just practice the harder one.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Here we got more misses from Caden. So in his defense, I don't know if Chris will put that, he broke his rope and then he borrowed Alexis's rope and never sized it for this workout, and then afterwards told me that, even though he has 3 ropes at home. So I'm not giving him the excuse. I don't know. Yeah, it's in his defense, or telling him like, what are you doing, man? Come on.
Being a teenager.
Yeah, got to have that extra rope.
Yeah.
So Matt's already finished with the first 3 rounds. And one thing to note, when you're looking at a workout like this, let's say it has,
shirt's coming off.
Oh, there it goes. All right, he looks so good. If you do 3 rounds and then you have to rest and you do another 3 rounds, look at the challenge of each of those sets. Now, these first 3 rounds are going to be easier for someone that's good at handstand push-ups because the power clean is easier than the dumbbell snatch. And if it's for total time, someone like Matt was told, be as aggressive as you can be in the first part because you can bank a lot of time compared to the field. And so if you're good at those things, make sure you're pushing yourself so you're making some time, because the dumbbell snatch will be harder and slow you down.
Yeah, if your skill level's enough that you can get through to this second part, I think the first part is a little bit more dictated, especially at an intermediate level. Like if I were doing this workout, I would get broken up in the handstand push-ups. Like that second set, third set, I might have to break up and slow down. When you can kip, it's going to be a little bit less. He just fell off the wall.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little bit less that you're failing handstand push-ups, and I think just a little bit more metabolically nasty because of the dumbbell snatch.
With handstand push-ups, with this standard 10 inches from the wall, it's so tight. I see a lot of athletes very haphazardly put their hands wherever and just kick up. I think it makes a big difference practicing exactly where your hand goes, and that's different for each athlete depending on your proportions, but you need to figure out where you need to be in order to stay balanced on the wall. If you watch Lisa, she does a really good job of she puts her, it looks like she puts her thumbs on the line, which I like because it gives you a little bit more space. But Caden, it seems like his hands are always just in a little bit of a different spot, and that might not seem like a big deal, but if it makes a few of your reps have to grind out a little more because you're too close to the wall, then I think it makes a big difference.
I think it's a big difference. I mean, Matt kicked up for his first one and his butt hit the wall and he fell off. As Caden keeps going, there are reps that he falls off the wall, and I think by being in the right alignment every time and getting that alignment right, you're less likely to fall off the wall when kipping. It's less likely that you're going to fail these, and more likely that your body line is going to break down because of that standard is just very challenging to kip.
Yeah, and it's not just alignment. It's also learning how to shorten your kip a little bit. Matt does this really well here. If you watch him on the left-hand side, instead of bringing his knees all the way down to his chest, maybe he would in like a 40-inch box, he's bringing them down to basically parallel to his hip, and that's allowing him to keep a strong kip, but also not fall off the wall every single time he's bringing his knees forward.
Yeah, as you go through, when we get back to the wall, so I think there'll be one more handstand push-up set, or maybe 2. Caden probably has the tightest, shortest kip, which I think is good in this, and then Matt, and then Lisa is able to, because of her hip mobility, get her knees all the way down and back up. So I think a lot of it, too, is dictated just on your flexibility and body control in those positions. Maddie's missing some double unders over here, too. This is a nasty combo. When your arms are blown up and you're doing a lot of gripping, it's very easy to start losing control of the fine motor control to make sure you don't miss.
Yeah, even though the double unders are, when you look at the movements, the least difficult of them to execute, it seems like there's so much time to be lost there by being sloppy or missing reps or not transitioning fast enough into or out of them.
Is there a case for double unders to not transition quickly into doing them if you're feeling pretty blown up, or is it still like other movements? Just get started. If you miss, you miss.
Real quick, I want to
go
point something out that Caden just did. He took about 15 or 20 seconds before he got to his dumbbells, and then he's going to do an unbroken set. This is something we talk about a lot. Like, even with a grinding movement like this, just do 5 and 5. Get to it right away, make your transitions fast. And so the same thing's true with double unders. This is why I wanted to say that first. I think that it's better to get into your double unders, do 20 or 25, and then take your rest break so that you're always transitioning quickly.
I think he actually did do 5 and then took a really long break to redo his rope and then did another 5. But I think the sentiment is still there that you want to make sure that you do not take long breaks and just wait. Because if you did take a long break before double unders, but then you still miss like this, you're basically just losing time double. So I think it's very dependent, but I would say the transition from there to the rope and just getting started, even if it's 10, 15, 20 reps, is probably better than waiting because you still have the miss risk with double unders.
So you can see Matt is now on his last 50 double unders, and he takes 6 seconds to start his double unders, and then he misses. And now he's going to rest again.
He's messed up. That was a big sign.
Should he have just rested longer beforehand?
I think he just had a little technical issue. Usually he would be able to jump and just start, and he'll do all 50 unbroken. You're going to miss sometimes, and that's part of the game. I would have suggested, no matter what, he still needs to get to the rope and start spinning. And if he misses, then you deal with the miss then. But he ended up wasting probably 15 or 20 seconds, which for him, he's a semifinal level athlete. That may cost you a trip to semifinals.
Yeah, and hindsight's 20/20. So yeah, like in this scenario, since he missed, maybe he would have been better off resting. But in most competitive scenarios, you got to take the aggressive risk. You have to get in, and the best people, like in this type of a workout in quarterfinal on the leaderboard, would all do the double under sets, probably unbroken or maybe 1 or 2 misses with quick transitions. So,
and a double under miss isn't very risky. It's not very costly.
Yeah.
It's not like a going for a ring muscle up too soon. So the risk is definitely worth the reward on that.
Look at
movement.
Caden's dumbbell snatch here and how he's muscle snatching
Yeah.
each one. I mean, they're going to get grindy for everyone, but I think dipping under or practicing that in his training would really help him be more efficient.
yeah. Something to consider. So Lisa was behind here, and we have 40 seconds now to do 50 reps of double unders. It's definitely feasible. You can do that in like less than 30 seconds. And Lisa is basically going to almost catch up to Caden in this finish. So this just shows how skill under fatigue, at your maximum level of fatigue, and when the pressure of the clock is on, this could be a huge separation on the leaderboard. So Caden had plenty enough time.
And that transition.
Exactly. Just right to the rope, right in, no misses.
It's a race, folks. It's
Yeah,
a race.
It's a race. Wait, are you going to have a rep counter up there, Chris, that they can see it?
Caden looked like me and you doing double
Oh,
unders.
man. First misses. He was very upset at himself.
And
Also,
those 3 seconds.
yeah, I don't like that. You would probably work all the way to the clock. Maybe could have got 1 or 2 more reps. He didn't get caught by her, but maybe somebody else on the leaderboard will catch him. But this one's pretty nasty, folks, if you can do them. If you can't do them and handstand push-ups are a limitation, it's going to be a little bit more strength-oriented, but we can talk about that after this. Right now, actually. Here are some targets as you're approaching this workout. If you're a semifinal athlete who's trying to be at the top of the leaderboard at a workout like this, we think that you could be sub 8. So that's a little bit better of an execution than Matt had. If you're an RX level athlete who's strong at handstand push-ups, a good target would be to finish under the time cap. If you're not, finishing somewhere in the final round of the last 3 round for time would be a good target. For intermediate athletes, it's a little bit harder to set targets because handstand push-up variance is going to be very wide. So set yourself some sort of a strategy to go through the strict handstand push-ups at your level. And if you get through that 3 rounds for time, when you get into the second portion, just drop the hammer because there's going to be a little bit less of a handstand push-up limitation when they're kipping. Good luck on the workout. Welcome back to the Throwdown.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Pata in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button. Let it be known what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Pata.